The rain poured relentlessly, drumming loudly on the roof of Snoop Dogg's sleek black SUV as he pulled into the circular driveway of the Imperial Sunset Hotel in Long Beach, California. The golden glow of the chandeliers spilled out onto the wet pavement, reflecting an aura of luxury and exclusivity. For most, this hotel was a sanctuary, a haven for weary travelers seeking solace and comfort. But tonight, the warmth and grandeur it promised seemed to stop short of welcoming Snoop Dogg. Stepping out of his car, Snoop adjusted the collar of his iconic blue and gold jacket. At 6'4", his commanding presence paired with his unmistakable swagger was impossible to ignore. He paused for a moment under the hotel's grand awning, the rainwater cascading off its edges. Taking a deep breath, he braced himself for the warmth of the lobby, only to find a chill in the air that had nothing to do with the weather. The polished marble floors of the lobby gleamed under the glow of a crystal chandelier, and the faint sound of a jazz quartet played softly in the background. The scent of fresh-cut roses mingled with the faint aroma of espresso from the lounge, creating an atmosphere of understated opulence. Yet, something felt off. Snoop approached the reception desk, his footsteps echoing softly. He flashed his signature laid-back smile at the young clerk stationed there. "Good evening," he said, his voice smooth and warm. "I'd like a room for the night. My flight got delayed, and I need a place to stay before catching the next one." The desk clerk, a young man with slicked-back blonde hair and a name tag that read Evan, barely glanced up from his monitor. His fingers hovered lazily over the keyboard as he responded. "I'm sorry, sir," he said in a tone so rehearsed it bordered on mocking. "We're fully booked." Snoop raised an eyebrow, his smile unwavering. He glanced around the lobby, noting the quiet ambiance and the absence of any real bustle. The soft chime of an elevator marked the arrival of a single guest, and several empty chairs surrounded the lounge's grand piano. "Fully booked, you say?" Snoop asked, his tone calm but inquisitive. "Not even a single room?" Evans sighed audibly, finally looking up. His lips curled into a thin, almost amused smile. "That's correct. Nothing available," he replied, his words dripping with insincerity. Before Snoop could press further, the revolving doors spun open, and a middle-aged couple entered, their suitcases wheeling behind them. Evan's demeanor shifted instantly. His posture straightened, and his tone became honeyed. "Welcome to the Imperial Sunset," he exclaimed, his smile suddenly radiant. "Do you have a reservation?" The man shook his head, and Evan nodded enthusiastically. "Not a problem at all. Let me check for availability." Within moments, he handed the couple a room key with a courteous farewell. Snoop watched the interaction in silence, the realization dawning on him like a slow-building storm. This wasn't about availability. It wasn't about overbooking. It was something far uglier. Straightening his posture, he fixed Evan with a gaze that was neither angry nor pleading, just resolute. "Thank you for your time," he said, his tone as composed as when he had entered. Without another word, he turned on his heel and walked out into the rain. The storm outside mirrored the one brewing inside him. Standing under the hotel's awning, Snoop let the patter of rain on the canopy fill the silence. Pulling out his phone, he scrolled through a list of nearby hotels, but his attention remained fixed on the revolving doors. The faint unpleasantness of the interaction clung to him like a shadow. From his vantage point, Snoop saw a young man in his 20s approach the desk. Dressed casually in cargo pants and a hoodie, the man carried a backpack slung low over one shoulder. His request for a room was met with exaggerated nods and swift movements from Evan. Within moments, the man was handed a keycard. No excuses, no hesitation. Snoop's lips pressed into a firm line. His suspicions were confirmed. This wasn't negligence. This was deliberate. Sliding back into his car, Snoop let the leather seat cool his back as he drove away, the hotel's golden lights fading in his rearview mirror. But he wasn't defeated. As the rain streaked down his windows, an idea began to take shape. A plan that would not just address the slight he had experienced, but also ensure no one else would endure the same. Pulling into a nearby diner, its neon sign glowing Moe's 24/7 Eats, Snoop was greeted by the comforting aroma of coffee and sizzling bacon. He slid into a corner booth, pulled out his laptop, and began drafting an email. Moments later, he was on the phone with his attorney, Lisa Reynolds. "Lisa," Snoop said, his tone decisive, "I want the Imperial Sunset Hotel. Finalize the paperwork by sunrise." Lisa hesitated. "Snoop, that's ambitious, even for you," she replied cautiously. "Consider it done," Snoop said firmly, leaving no room for debate. By dawn, the deal was sealed. As the first rays of sunlight painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, the Imperial Sunset Hotel was officially under new ownership. Later that morning, Snoop returned to the hotel. Dressed sharply in a custom-tailored jacket, he adjusted his sunglasses and strode into the lobby with quiet confidence. The staff bustled about, unaware of the seismic shift in their workplace. Evan greeted him with the same polished demeanor. "Good morning, sir. How can I help you today?" Snoop set a black folder on the counter, opening it to reveal a stack of signed legal documents. "I'm here to make an introduction," he began, his voice calm but commanding. "My name is Snoop Dogg, and as of this morning, I am the new owner of the Imperial Sunset Hotel." The lobby fell into a stunned silence. Evan's face turned ghostly pale, his composure unraveling. Snoop continued, his tone steady. "Last night, I witnessed firsthand how some of the staff treat potential guests. Let's just say it didn't align with the values I hold. That ends today." Turning to the staff, he addressed them directly. "This hotel will now stand for fairness, respect, and inclusivity. Together, we'll create a space where everyone feels welcome." The staff exchanged glances, some nodding in quiet agreement. Those who had silently endured discrimination now saw a glimmer of hope. From that day forward, the Imperial Sunset Hotel became a beacon of dignity and justice, a place where no traveler would ever feel unwelcome again.